27 is 50. Had we gone another 3 minutes, this meeting would have had to postpone. So we have a quorum now. So this special general meeting is declared open. Call to order. First, we'll have the national anthem. Invocation by Camille hit a bit for them.
Let us get ourselves in an attitude of prayer, and let us repeat. I think by now all of us know it. We are going to say the credit union prayer. And it goes, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen.
Please remain standing for 1 minute silence of the departed members. Take your seats. We'll have the secretary read the notice of the meeting.
Good afternoon, PECU members. Notice, in accordance with the Cooperative Societies Act, Chapter 8103, Section 19, notice is hereby given that a special general meeting of PECU Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited will be held on Wednesday, 20th November 2024 at Globe Cinema Complex, Corner Park and St. Vincent Streets, Port of Spain, beginning at 5 p.m. To consider resolution for the purchase of an investment property and membership health plan proposal. By order of the Board of Directors, Kadeen Wright Prescott, Secretary.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a little booklet that was given, we have the standing orders. Can I get a motion for the adoption of the standing orders, please? Moved by Oswald Duke. Who was the second? Second by Sylvester Jones. All those in favor say aye, please. Any against? Any abstention? We have the standing orders. Ladies and gentlemen, PECU as an organization is now celebrating its 50th anniversary. That in itself is a milestone. Way back in 1993, we built a building on Park Street. We purchased a piece of land, we have developed the land, and we had plans on putting down a building in Tobago. But because of economic conditions, that project was mothballed. Coming upon that, we has gotten an opportunity to acquire another asset that would be able to generate income that will enhance the organization and its members. So that's why we are here this afternoon, to seek your permission to make that investment. So in other words, we are investing your money to bring greater benefit to you, the membership. I'm not going to be long. I want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank the cooperative officers and them for coming here and giving us the assistance that they generally do. And let's have a fruitful meeting. Mr. Dale Carrington, the manager, will now make the presentation of the investment that we are asking you, our members, to endorse. Thanks once again, and let's have a fruitful meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to the President, the Vice President, Board of Directors, elected officers, cooperative officers, specially invited guests. Thank you for coming to our special general meeting, and it's entitled our Park Street Initiative. PECU Credit Union, as our President says, has been in existence for just over 50 years, and we are here to serve our members to our best of our abilities. And this Park Street Initiative is one of the initiatives that we are trying to do that will not only develop the credit union, but have a direct impact on our members' development also. Right, we have a 10-point agenda. I promise I won't bore you with all those things you're seeing there. Most of those things is just the mandate, is just telling us what we're about. We'll speak about investment opportunities, the investment in Park Street, the property, what it's valued at, some financial information, why purchase, and how we intend to use the property for the benefit of the members in the future. PECU's vision speaks about having a partnership with our members for their benefit. And the mission is how we go about with our products and services and our initiatives and management innovations to make our members socially and economically better. That's what this PECU is primarily about. That is what our vision and mission is as it stands there. And this Park Street initiative deals or embodies the heart of our vision and mission. The purpose of this special general meeting, and I'll read it as it's seen, is being held to inform you, our membership, as we seek your approval for a resolution for our Park Street initiative or investment. The initiative is where the credit union is pursuing to purchase number 51 and number 53 Park Street. That's just across the road from where we are. And we need your approval according to the Cooperative Act. Why invest? The credit union has been investing from the inception. We invest, right? We invest in stock, bonds, mutual funds, and even real estate, which we are trying to do right now. The investment is an alternative source of income. Our primary source of income is loans. But in order to supplement the loan income, we can, with our excess capacity or excess liquidity, because sometimes we have more money than we could borrow, we take those excess funds and we put it in investments so that we could get more income so we could make our members more economically viable. So this investment is what we are trying to do with the Park Street property. We'll assess the risks. We try to keep our investments diverse and set clear objectives and goals. This is a great investment opportunity in that the Park Street investment, the Park Street property, the Park Street building will have a greater return than the cash we have sitting down in the bank. The property itself, as we all know, will raise or increase in value, will have an appreciation in value over time, and also the asset base of the credit union will increase. So if we have a $200 million asset base now, it might increase to more than that with the acquisition of that asset. Compared to some of the investments we might have now, the Park Street investment might give us a greater yield, and also the risk will be reduced because you can't lose with property. As the old people say, property do rotten. Amen? And this is the some pictures of where we're going. You see Tahing there. I don't want to say the name, but it's there. Fox International, Zion, and it bends right around the corner. So we have 53, the Chinese restaurant, the Creole food restaurant, the clothes store at the corner, and even around the corner. So that's a description and an idea of what we're looking to purchase. Isn't it a fantastic investment? From the proposal, we could reap some immediate benefits, right? Like in most organizations, there's always a spillover with where we put our files and data and stuff. We don't have enough capacity for storage. The acquisition of the property will assist with that. It will help with meeting spaces, and even offer limited car parking facilities. Hold the question, we'll take it at the end. Future plans. Well, right now, if we purchase the property as is, there are tenants on board, and we'll get immediate income from them, right? And further on, we will look to develop the property even further than that. The property was valued. 51 is at 5.2 million. 53 is at 6.5. It has a rental capacity of $13,000 proposed, and 53, 16. They are very huge properties. 52 is over 7,500 square feet, and 53 is over 4,000 and almost 5,000 square feet. So that's massive properties there. Very, very large. Starting from Zion, been around the corner. We have a purchase price. The purchase price for that property is a very affordable $12.5 million. For Port of Spain, Park Street, almost on Bankers Road, that's almost a steal. How we propose to finance this project? We propose to go out and get some financing and do some self-financing for the project to raise that $12.5 million. For our investigation, the interest rate for borrowing is around 5-6%. So we'll go up to about 6.5%, or depending on what it is, or 6.5% for the loan, and 6% from our self-financing. That's proposed, but if we get more favorable interest rates on the market, we might even go for more, even up to about 75% of the property value. Benefits. Solves spaces, issues in the office. So we'll have the storage issue places will be solved, meetings will be solved, immediate rental income from the tenants, future plans for high-end apartment or offices, commercial and otherwise. The project boasts of a possible IOR, or return on investment, of about 5.6% and a net ROI of 2.7, which is great in these financially strapped times. And we'll just give you a quick peek of how that ROI has arrived. Currently, the rental income is about $29,700 from the current tenants, and the entire top floor of the building is vacant. Some parts on Abercrombie Street is very vacant, and plus there's another building inside that is vacant, which we could probably get about another $29,000 in rent. But I feel we could get more, but I'm being very conservative with the estimate. And from that, from the current estimates, current rental income, we get about $357 income per annum. If we add it to the proposed, it could add up to about another $348, almost $350. We get over $700,000 in income per annum proposed, right? There may be some proposed expenditure along with any investment. In any investment property, you know there will be income and expenditure for maintenance and otherwise. So there'll be things like security, insurance, property tax. Although they're not taxing commercial business as yet, but we still include it in our estimates and projections because we do our research, right? So the probable estimate might be about $30,000 a month, give you about $367, which gives you an income of about $270 per annum. Future gains, long-term benefit, we spoke about that. All properties will increase in value, and especially on Park Street. We know that coming from City Hall, the mayor is saying that they want to bring back living in Port of Spain, residents into Port of Spain. They're trying to develop Port of Spain again. So we will be ahead of the curve if we purchase that property at this point in time. And as we all know, just as when you go to the grocery, the prices go up, all of us who rent know that rent go up every cycle. So we expect to see our rental income to increase naturally, organically also. Future gains. Phase 2, future development. Well, when we completed paying for the building, because we don't want to stretch our resources too much, we hope to go into phase 2 of the development of the property, in that we're hoping to take down that current structure that is there, right, and go right up as Town and Country would allow us. And I think Town and Country could allow us to put at least 5 stories on that side. And we're hoping that for that we could have our offices and commercial buildings on the ground floor. We will have parking on the middle floors and meeting areas and residential areas on top, right? Dedicated meeting areas, event spaces, offices, and then we'll have parking in the middle and commercial and offices below too. Something like that. Something like that, right? Where we see commercial rental or offices at the bottom floor, high value property on the ground floor on Park Street, Bankers Row. Then we know Port of Spain has a problem for parking. We will solve that problem for our members by having parking in the middle floors, and the upper floors will have like meeting areas, entertainment, and even some sort of residential accommodation. Isn't this plan fantastic? I thought I'd get a more applause than that. Probably might include a bar, Mr. Duke. I said probably might include a bar. Future revenue streams from this phase. We expect to get rental for businesses for the lower floors, because it will be high value property, residential rental, parking fees, and cost savings for the credit union. Because if we revalue, we wouldn't have to come to Globe for meetings. We wouldn't have to come to Globe for many things like this. We'll have our own space, our own office space, our own meeting space. And this building provides an excellent opportunity for our members. Excellent opportunity for members. Remember, our vision and mission is to make our members socially and economically viable, to be a partnership on that. This building will provide opportunities for you, the members, in that the creation of the business spaces in the retail area will be ideal for our members. They will get first preference. It's a highly visible location. There's no place more visible than Park Street. Well, Chinatown might be a little more visible, but Park Street is Bankers Row. It's an ideal place for sustainable business growth and a sustainable business environment. And if our members want to get into small business, it will be the ideal nesting ground or growing ground for your business. Right? So we encourage our members to be a partner with us in this initiative, this investment, because it's all for you. In conclusion, I'm calling you memberships to action. I want you all to approve this resolution, because there's long-term benefits for all of us who are attending this meeting, and even for those who are not here. PECU is committed to improving the welfare of our members through initiatives like these, and I implore you to vote yes for this resolution. And that is the end of my presentation. So, Mr. Cameo. I'm available for a couple of questions.
Enrico Cameo member. So you basically answered the question that I had as you continued with your presentation which is the entertainment facility, working with us, partnering with your members to be able, to build equity and all of these things here. Because I'm heavily now into event management, so I was going to say, will there be an event space somewhere where we can throw events, where even as members we could get the rental at, affordable prices, to do events and things like that. And then you also answered the other question concerning parking, because besides parking for the members and your residents, you could also have, that could be the North Parkade, where, you have the parkade down by Richmond Street by the government center. A lot of people get wrecked, a lot of people get trouble to park upper Port of Spain. And we could have, that could be another business venture, another source of income, to have daily or monthly rental for people who work around that area. So you answered my questions, basically.
Thank you, sir. But that's definitely in the phase 2 part of the project. Thank you, Mr. Cameo.
Good afternoon, Mr. Carrington. Good afternoon, everyone. Ian Henry. I think this is a wonderful investment on Park Street. But my question is, how come this property is for sale? Because as you say, Lando rotten. So is there something like, why is it for sale and at such a reasonable price? Thank you.
When the Lord put a blessing in your hands, you don't question it.
Mr. Henry, the man who owned that building is the gentleman that was involved in building the building that we are now occupying. And he has invested, a lot of things going eastward. He has invested in the east, so he's moving out of Port of Spain. And he thinks it's wise, since he had a relationship and a partnership with the credit union, to offer the asset that he had there to us. He had from St. Vincent Street going right back and going down to where Ran is. And well, I wouldn't say that because yes. So he has offered this to us. We are grateful, and we want to do justice by acquiring it for our members.
Robert Provoto, good afternoon. The property is being sold at 12.5. What was the valuation?
5.2 for 51 and 6.5 for 53.
The repayment period, you said after you finish pay it off, you're going to start the other construction. What time do we give that leeway for? 3 years, 5 years?
10 years.
10 years.
A 10-year loan.
Beautiful.
120 months.
Have you identified your finances as yet?
Well, once we did some preliminary inquiries, but once we have approval from our membership and the commissioner's department, because now we'll have to go to the commissioner to veto, to approve the project, we would send out a RFP for financing, and that will make the process a little competitive for us to get the best rate for our members.
Do you need us to go down to the corporate department with you as support so that we could quicken it up?
That's the process, sir. That's the process. So once just the board gives approval, the membership give approval, and then the commissioner will give approval.
When this excuse me, good afternoon, ladies. These are Antrobas here. When this building, as we're saying, we deal with it and we get it under our ability to keep it and to make sure we do the right thing with it. would the members be getting anything on that project that you're saying?
Clarification in the question. I don't understand what you mean. When you say get anything, what you mean exactly?
Is there any dividend, anything on that? That what we talking about? In money we talking here, brother?
Well, that's a simple question.
That is not a simple question.
We are all part owners of the credit union. We're all shareholders. Any income that comes in and is divided among all of us.
Yeah, because I see the last time only give me some dividend. I didn't like, never bless you, darling. Thank you.
That has always been the credit union way.
My name is Elton Scott, and I appreciate what I'm hearing here this evening. Because I'm watching at Polish Credit Union. I watch at Eastern Credit Union, about the whole park stop there and build it. And I see this initiative, I, Elton Scott, am a founding member here. I joined this organization with a fellow called John Morales on a bicycle, a copybook, and a lead pencil in 1993. So you see me, I appreciate what you're here today. And go full speed ahead. Thank you.
All right. I think basically that's all the questions for this evening. One more. Miss Duke, Mrs. Duke. Miss C. Duke.
Hi, afternoon, everyone. Candy Duke here. Again, I want to just echo the sentiments of Mr. Scott. I agree that it's a great initiative. One thing, though, I would want to see, which I think I'm almost certain you all will have that, is the conversations about, one, either acquiring the property, developing the property as time goes by. We identify young people in the credit union to be involved and not necessarily make the decision, but be in the room. Because 10 years from now, we don't know how much of us may be sitting here. 15 years from now, 20 years from now, we want them to know the thinking behind those of us who would have said yes to this. And it is for them, and we want to see them take it even further. Their imagination could be even further. You know, so that's my point.
Thank you very much. And that was the last question, but we'll take Ms. Joseph here. Because we still have to do the resolution for this, so we'll take Ms. Joseph. Mr. Ambush, do you have a question? All right, so this one should be the last one.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So I am excited about this vision, and I just want to know how long is phase one going to be, and at what point we get into phase two?
Well, that's a good question. Probably didn't come across as clear as I wanted it to. The phase one will be the process that we take, the time we take to repay the loan, right? If we take a loan up to 75% of the value of the property, it'll be a little more than the 6.5, and we would take 10 years to pay that back, and after that we would, because we don't want to put too much strain on the resources of the organization. So phase two will begin like this. At the completion of the loan, either at 10 years or if we pay it back sooner than the 10-year period. So if we pay it back in 5, stage 2 starts. If we pay it back in 10, we wouldn't pay it more than 10 years. But 10 years, pay it back. If the membership grows, we market good, and people pump more money into the building fund, we pay it out faster, stage 2. And I like the enthusiasm I'm seeing here. So when we raise the building fund to about $5,000 a member have to pay each year, right? We'll pay off the building in 2 years, and we'll rush into stage 2. You agree with me, Mr. President? All right, I'd like to thank you all. You all have been a captive audience. I appreciate the enthusiasm and the positive vibes I have got from this presentation. It really buoyed up my spirit. It was a lot of hard work. I thank you all, and I hope that this resolution is passed and this project is a success.
Ladies and gentlemen, the serious part is now. All the nice talk and thing has to be in action. We will adopt a voting by members standing. So for the motion, we'll stand. We have the supervisory committee would do the counting, and then after the four, then we're going to do the nay. Yeah, yeah. So, Kadeen, read the resolution, please.
Stand in the light. So proposed resolution, authorization to purchase investment property. Whereas PECU Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited seek to expand its operations and establish another office location to accommodate growth and enhance efficiency. And whereas after careful consideration and due diligence, the Board of Directors has identified a building that meets the society's need and objectives. Be it resolved that the members of PECU Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited hereby approve the purchase of the building at number 51 and 53 Park Street, Port of Spain, for the purpose of establishing office space for development. Moved by Kadeen Wright Prescott, seconded by.
Do I have a seconder?
Oh, do all one time? Okay, sure. All right. Okay, thanks. Be it resolved that the members of PECU Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited hereby approve the financing of the transaction by a loan up to a maximum of 75% of the purchase price and the remainder to be financed by the credit union. Be it resolved that the Board of Directors be authorized to negotiate and execute all documents related to the acquisition of the aforementioned building. Be it resolved that the Board of Directors is empowered to take all action necessary to complete the purchase transaction, but not limited to obtaining financials and fulfilling the legal requirements. Be it further resolved that upon successful completion of the purchase transaction, the Board of Directors shall provide a detailed report to the membership regarding the acquisition process and the planned timeline for development of the property. Moved by Kadeen Wright Prescott, seconded by Wade Ambrose.
Seconded by Wade Ambrose. All those in favor of the motions, please stand.
have 55 now. We have 55 now.
Those in favor is 50. You all can sit. Those against, stand please. Anybody against? So in that case, we have 54. We have 5 abstention because the House at the beginning of the resolution was at 55. So the resolution carry. Members, on behalf of the board and management, I want to thank you for the endorsement you all have placed on this project, and I can assure you that we'll be moving full speed ahead to complete the acquisition of the property. Thanks again. And with that, give yourself a round of applause. And with that, we now move on to the initiative of the health plan for the membership.
Good evening, all members. Thank you to the board for having me this evening, and thank you for you all showing up. We would have discussed probably a year ago implementing our plan for all members through Guardian Group, right? I'm Mukasha Abad, the agent that's in charge of the plan and would be overseeing the plan and as well reaching out to all of you to see whether you have interest with the plan and the benefits of the plan. In due to time, I wouldn't go too much into the specifics as it would take a lot of time and seeing that it's already late. One of the things that I want to mention is this plan is for the future as well, right? The way in which we are onboarding this plan and the way that where we facilitate the plan is to make sure that we're able to have this going for all the members and even the members who are up and coming, right? We're making sure that this plan is feasible, meaning making sure that you can afford the plan, right? Because the lowest premium right now is $300, right? And that's monthly, right? So it's something that you could use by going to the private hospital. If it is you travel, you'll be able to use it abroad as well, right? It makes it easy for you to claim as well. So if it is you go to a doctor that doesn't have a scan machine or you aren't able to go and get your reimbursement right away, everything is digitalized, right? So you could track the process of claims and be able to make sure that you get your money back if it is you pay all your money at the doctor, right? Well, I'll open it up so you guys could ask questions to make it a little quicker so that you guys get head home. No questions? Yes, it does has an age limit. Once it is you reach the age of 80, you wouldn't be allowed on the plan, right? At the age of 80, you wouldn't be allowed onto the plan. To join at the plan, yes, correct. You will be able to remain on the plan, right? You won't be able to join at age 80, correct.
Yeah. Hello? Yes. Good evening.
Hi, evening, yes.
My question is this. Does the plan allow you to pay all your money up front, or can you pay, like in some plans you can pay the difference and rather than get back the amount, you just pay the difference and you move ahead? Is that all right?
Right. So in insurance terms, we call that in-network and out-of-network,
Okay.
right? So once you go within our network, so we have the largest network in the Caribbean, right? So that's why I was mentioning before, if it is you're traveling, going to another island, we also have doctors on that island that you could go by. So when you go by those doctors, you just scan your e-card and you're able to pay the difference at that point, right? So usually it's 80-20%,
Yeah.
right? So we cover 80%, you pay 20% of the cost.
So
right?
you can go that way because
Correct.
other plans you have to pay all this money up front. These
Correct.
guys get $100 and
Yeah.
look for $1,000. You know.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
So that's the basically reimbursement,
Okay,
right?
great,
So even if it is that you have to get a reimbursement, it wouldn't take as long because, of course, you would be uploading the document
Yeah.
the same day and you could track the process. So now we turn it around within a week, right?
So great. Thank you.
Per month. Yes, correct, per month.
I was thinking, just now. Not really. I could.
And medical plan is for children too included?
Correct. Once you're a part of the credit union, you could add your family members and one dependent on if you want.
Yes, question.
Yeah, that's your monthly premium, right? So it's the same thing like if you're paying your home internet or utility bills, right? So once it is you pay your premiums on time, you won't have no problems with your health plan, right? Of course, on the back end, I'm an agent that I deal with all the different clients, right? So every month I pull a report on my active plans that I have, and I make sure and check to see whether a client's premium was paid on time or not. Or if I would see that a client premium is going to be overdue, I would contact the client. That's why whenever I'm on board in a plan, I request to have the client's phone number so that I can directly call them and have a discussion with them about it. So when it is the plan is now effected, you would have a 2-month period where you would not have to do a medical, right? So when it is the plan goes over that 2 months, everyone who comes on afterwards would have to do a medical. Correct. Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Mr. Cameo here again. 2 questions. Oh, something is happening
No,
here?
go ahead now.
Okay. How many beneficiaries that are not a member of the credit union are allowed, if any, on the health plan? 1. And 2, once it's passed, how soon do you think you could establish it for the membership?
So it was already passed already. So right now we're in the enrollment process, right? So you could join any day you want, right? In terms of the first question, that would have been dependents. That's what you would have been talking about, right? So once you have dependents, let's say you have 3 kids and a wife, you'd be able to bring on the 3 kids and your wife, right? So you could bring on a member and family. They don't necessarily have to be a part of the credit union. Once they carry your last name and they're your kids, you could have them as dependents, right? Pardon? Right, so you could have your mom as a dependent as well, right? Yeah, you remember we would have discussed that. Yeah.
Um, I, I thought that you would have some flyers here that you would have hand out that the even the members here could have, when they leave here, they could sell the plan. See, I was expecting that you would have done that, but I don't think it's too late. Could you provide the office with flyers so that when the membership come in, because we don't want this to start and stall. When we start now, it should be full speed ahead. It should be green all the way. So provide the necessary documentation that the questions that the people are asking now would be answered by the flyer that you would have produced.
Definitely, yeah. The main reason I didn't bring any material today is because I wasn't sure how many persons would have been here today, right? So I would have sent the schedule of benefits as well to Mr. Carrington. So it would be in the credit union, right? We still have to discuss the initiation day. So once it is you guys are coming in, signing up, we'll also be reaching out to you guys to get the interest going. So we'll be reaching out, right? And you all will get the information as well. So you can look out anywhere the credit union communicates with you guys. We'll be sending out a notification of all benefits. And as well, my number will be on there. So you can call me directly as well to go through the benefits if you want.
Hello? So you're saying that at this point, we can sign up?
Yeah, you can sign up.
When does the 2 months elapse?
So the 2 months is from the effective date, right?
Oh, so you haven't started countdown yet?
Correct, right?
Okay, so but I can just go sign up?
Correct. So from the time the first person signs up, that is the effective date, right? Okay. So that's why we haven't started it yet. We wanted to make sure that members know about it so that they could start coming on board, right?
Very well.
Because we don't want for attraction to start 2 months after when the effective date has already gone and then everyone now has to do medicals, right? No more questions from no one, right? It has a guy in the back. Yeah. It has a guy in the back.
Yeah, good evening. Hugh Lovelace here. The payment for this plan is $300 is the maximum?
No, it's not the maximum.
Oh, so is a different price for everybody?
Correct. So if you want more coverage, right, and you want more dependents, there would be a different price, right?
Oh, I follow. Okay, thanks.
Correct. That is a single rate. That's what I've been quoted, right?
Just one question. Is critical illness included in the health plan?
Yes, it's offered with the plan, so the member has the decision whether they want to have critical illness with the plan or not.
Okay, thank you.
It's advised to have it though with the plan, right? I didn't hear that clearly.
What you sign for is what you have to pay.
Correct. Right?
So,
correct.
So when could I come and get a detailed plan of this thing?
You could get it today. I have the information on me.
All right, thank you.
Right? No, 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 no. So, that sounded like a setup. Right? So, by next week, we will try to send out a memo for every single person so that you all will be able to have more information on the plan, right? Yeah.
Would somebody be present in the credit union to be able to explain to the membership when they come in, sign them up on a daily basis?
Yes, I definitely relate to the team that I would help training with being able to make sure and get everyone who is dealing with with the members to be able to get them up to date on what they are offered. But one of the main things that I would have relayed is that I'm open with meeting with the members as well, right? Whether if they want to meet up at Starbucks, we want me to come and meet them at home, or whether we could set up something probably at the credit union, I am open to coming and meeting with the members. In previous plans that I would have done, I would have met with all of the members mostly who are on the plan, right? So I like to make sure they're informed.
This arrangement will be with the manager then?
Correct.
Okay then. Because I wouldn't like the members to come in and then nobody know how to join it, what are the benefits, what is anything, you know. So we must have training before the first person could even join, so that the membership, the staff will be aware of what is selling and the benefits.
Yes, definitely,
Okay,
definitely.
fine,
And as well as my team that I personally have in my agency, I have them supporting as well with the administrative duties, right? So any queries or anything, they could relate to my team, and we would be able to deal with it as well as take the calls as well.
Okay, I have an illness. And before I go to the hospital, the cost of the operation, let's say, is $100,000. What part of that the insurance pay? I heard you said 80-20. Do you get a pre-approval so that the member will know what he has to pay from his pocket?
Yeah, so the member, it depends on the surgery or the operation, right? If the member has there's two situations in that. If the member has an existing condition from before, they would have to get pre-approval, right? But they could also, if it's an emergency, they could go directly to the private facility and get their treatment, and it will be dealt with after, right? In terms of where it just happens spontaneously, we would be covering it full 80-20, right? So the member pay 80%, we pay 80% and the member pays the 20% difference, right? So in the case of 100,000, $80,000 Guardian will pay, and you all will just have to find the 20,000 to pay. That is why I would have mentioned his question, you know, critical illness is good to have with a health plan, right?
You know, the medical fraternity now is a hustle. All these hospitals and them want the money up front so that Tom go by one of them hospital and them, like Narayan Singh and them fellas and them, and they have a surgery to do, they say 100,000. And before they put a knife on you, they expect the money. How will the insurance treat with that?
Right. So I'm going to answer based on one of my clients' cases, right? One of my clients, he would have gotten a massive heart attack, right? And got rushed to the hospital. And when he reached the hospital, we have something called Dalian, right? So Dalian is a concierge service, right? Dalian will take care of every part of the client process, right? Because they can't talk to that client, right? He's in ICU, right? So Dalian is basically our concierge service. When you sign up for the health plan, Dalian would have majority of your information, nothing that will be shared or anything like that, right? It's strictly your medical information and your identification so that the hospital will have it, right? Dalian will contact Guardian and we would pay for the operation. After, you would have to just get the reimbursement to us, right? So it will be covered in the meantime. So you would be able to get treated, and if it's in the case that the hospital does not want to operate on you, Guardian will foot the bill. Payment plan for... No, well, remember, what we would be doing is basically like a line of credit to the hospital, right? So you would have to pay the 20% still, right? We just making sure that you could get the surgery, right? Correct. Right? Yeah. But the hospital can't kick you out if you need care, right? That is something that you all need to understand as well, is it have laws and regulations in the private facility that if it is someone needs care and they are going to a hospital, once they provide their medical insurance, they have to treat them, right? That is one of the things. Even in America as well, for those who travel abroad, you have to still get treatment. Once it is you have medical insurance, they can't kick you out.
What happens if the member already has a health plan with somebody else?
So that's what we call co-insurance, right? So the health plan that you would have had previously will act as your primary, and our plan will act as your secondary plan. So if it is your previous plan covers you 70%, 30% you have to pay, the other insurance pays 70%, you pay your 30%, Guardian will cover the 30%. So you get a full 100% coverage, right? I use that all the time, right? Even when I would have gotten ill in January, I use 100% and I didn't have to pay anything. You could visit the doctor the next day. Once you get approved and you get your documents, you could go to the doctor the next day and claim. All right? Everything comes to you in a digital package, right? So you'd be able to carry around your card. There's no loss of card or anything, because before, I'm not sure how many people would have been familiar, they changed a physical card, right? And then people were losing the cards, and you had to pay $250 to get a new one, right? So that's pretty costly. With an e-card, you could screenshot the e-card, and you just have it on your phone the entire time, right? So there's no spending no extra kind of money or anything like that, right? No more questions? Yeah, yeah. No, yeah.
Right, what is important is this. Once we have the first enrollment, we have 2 months open period. So what we have to do is that when management and Mr. Abbott come to you with a serious marketing plan, you here have to go out and tell the members who are not here, and when we put it on the social media and newspapers, whatever the case may be, we have to make sure that we get the membership, because we need to have a certain number in order for the plan to be effective. So the 55 people here would not be enough. The figure is about 200, right? So if we started the plan earlier and we didn't get a response, we wouldn't get the plan that we want, or a plan at all. So we need to get the membership signed up on the plan for it to be effective. So when we come out and we market this plan, you all have to encourage the members who are not here to enroll in the plan so that we all could benefit. If everybody don't sign up or we don't get the prescribed amount, we would not benefit. Remember, our vision and mission is to make you all socially and economically empowered. And if we have to empower you, all of us have to do it collectively. When, not if. Thank you very much, Mr. President. When we sign up everyone, we will do it collectively, and everyone will benefit from the plan. So we need to get more than the 55 people here when we roll out. If we roll it out 2 months ago, we might have been disappointed. So we have to make sure that we time it strategically and everybody jump on board. Correct?
So one of the things I wanted to add on, Mr. Carrington, jog my memory about it, right? I don't know how many of you here currently, if you could raise your hand, you dealt with the public sector healthcare system. How many persons here deal with it currently? Going to the health center, hospital, Mount Hope, right? Who wait over an hour to get treatment there? Raise up your hand. Right? How y'all feel about that? Exactly, right? And guys, ladies and gentlemen, really and truly, it's not going to get better. I think everybody in here could acknowledge that, right? Correct, right? And one of the things that I tell all of my clients and anybody I meet, I told them, I say, you can't wait for others to act for you. You have to act for yourself, right? Health insurance is something that even when you go to the States, you look at anything in the States, it's mandatory. The same way like if you're buying a vehicle, you need to have car insurance, right? It should be mandatory for you to have medical insurance now. Because don't wait till your entire situation, sickness, right? To then come to say you need a health plan or you need critical illness or you need something or you need life insurance or something, right? Get it before, right? It's something called, the same thing with what Mr. Carrington and they were proposing, right? They are planning for your future as members, right? To benefit you all in a better way, right? This is a way in which you all will empower yourselves, knowing that you might be sick now, right? You might need to go to the doctor now, but if it is you need to, in 2 months, 3 months' time, in a year time, you know that you could be taken care of. And the best facility, you don't have to wait somewhere for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, right? To be able to get dealt with or have to call in. Or go Miami for treatment and you're spending US dollars, right? With our current foreign exchange rates, right? So take it into consideration, right? And make a very sound decision on what it is you're going to do, right? Thanks so much.
Yeah,
Thank you very much,
just
Mr.
like to
Abbott.
ask a question, please. I'll just like to ask a question. You mentioned that we have to have a certain number for this thing to kick in, right? 200 and above. Let us say that we get about 500 people with the contribution change.
So that was discussed with Mr. Carrington and the higher participation we get, yes, it would change, right? But one of the things with plans is what made me stand out in terms of group insurance, right, is I create balance plans, right? So if it is you have 50% participation that are over 60, right? And you have 50% participation that is under 60, right? And you have a high claims ratio, you wouldn't see a decrease in your monthly premium, right? So if it is we create a plan where you have mostly young persons participating in the plan, and they're able to contribute and help build the plan, and then we continue onboarding persons, you would create a plan that would be sustainable, right? You wouldn't see a decrease in the premium, but you would see that the premium remains the same throughout the years, right? So you wouldn't see where the plan starts, let's say in January, and next year, January, we come to you with a letter saying that your premium now is $500 a month. It went from 300 to 500, right? So that is one of the things with plans. I already said that, you know, in terms of membership and stuff, once it is I could send persons to the credit union, I would send persons to the credit union to help boost membership and get persons involved, right? It's something that I've done already before, and I don't mind doing it again, right? Because, of course, we need to help each other, and we need to be able to take care of each other as well, right?
Mr. Albert, thanks for bringing the membership up to date with the health plan. And I hope that the members who are here will spread the message to those who are not here. The more persons in the plan, the better will be the plan for each and every one of us. I now call on Mr. Dexter Batiste to move a vote of thanks.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today, as we come to the end of this special general meeting, we continue to ask God's blessings on our lives and on this Park Street Initiative investment. On behalf of the Board of Directors, the management team, and all the dedicated employees of PECU Credit Union, I express my heartfelt thanks to all present here this afternoon. We also express our gratitude to our cooperative officers, Mrs. Nikisha McLeod and Reza Williams, and the staff of the Cooperative Development Division, Ministry of Youth Development and National Service. Thank you, Ms. McLeod, for your advice and guidance. The Board of PECU Credit Union, again, reaffirms its commitment to the statutes that govern the credit union movement and remain dedicated in collaborating with the Commissioner for Cooperative Development. Mr. Yukisha Abbott of Guardian Life Insurance, we thank you for your detailed presentation of the group life and group health plan. In this special period of our life, we, as responsible individuals, must take care of ourselves and, by extension, our families. To acquire this well-designed and comprehensive health package would be an excellent decision. The staff of PECU Credit Union will be willing to give further details regarding the benefits and required premiums to enlist in the plan. Again, thank you, Mr. Abbott, for your presentation. Once again, special thanks to the staff and management of KMP Music Lab for their technical support. Mr. Kenny Phillips. Mr. Kenny Phillips, I know my secretary will get the recording in the next 2 weeks, and for that we are very grateful. To our members. Members, it is your trust, your loyalty, your support, your dreams, and your aspirations that motivate us to go above and beyond every single day. We are privileged to serve you, and we will continue to work tirelessly to exceed your expectations. Again, thanks to everyone for coming, and may we all continue to include Almighty God in our life. Thank you, and be safe. I pass it back to the President.
Thank you, Dexter, for a job well done in giving thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of this part of the function, and we will continue to serve you to the best of our ability. May God bless and guide you home, and it's not too early. Put Christ in Christmas, and we hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and that the new year be prosperous in all, bringing all what you desire. So thanks again for coming, and may you reach home safely. Thank you.